Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is November 25th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see what is left of the Northeast Pacific Ocean vortex that's been spinning storm after storm into portions of California. It continues to do so for some of the central coast into the Sierra Nevada. We're going to look at those details as we go through the video here today. We'll also take a look at the extended forecast. First things first, Doppler radar. You can see the precipitation continuing to move over the central coast. Some of the Bay Area getting some nice rainfall right now as well, but we continue some of this spotty precipitation across places that are just extremely saturated across Northern California. Some landslides and rock slides are actually starting to show up as well, and sometimes that can be a delayed response to all the precipitation that you get across a region. And now it's targeting Central Coast and some of the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, and you can see more is on the way, and we'll see what is to come for Southern California here in a moment also. So if we take a look at some of the storm reports, these are landslides. You can see some landslide there on Highway 299, Cavello Road, and then southbound lane of Highway 175. And if I close these down, you can see there was a wind report. There's some people without power south of Eureka, and some water across the roadway, or a flooding report at Highway 1 at Hare Creek Bridge. So that's the storm report look there. And then you can see the last 24 hours, we're still bringing that precipitation over some extremely saturated areas. And again, the landslides and the rock slides can be a delayed response to all this precipitation that we've gotten here over the last week or so. And do you want a nice Christmas gift idea? Check out this weather station. You can see all the weather stations out across the area. I've zoomed in on this one here for the Bay Area just kind of randomly, and you can see it does all kinds of fun stuff. You got temperature here, and you can see it does wind, updates every few seconds. Haptic rain gauge tells you when it starts raining, does UV index as well. Stores all this data for you in the cloud. You can go back and graph this stuff as well. So anyway, if you want to save, I think it's still 20% off if you click now. So go down the link down below to save 20% off. Highly recommend this weather station. So let's take a look at what is to come. You got the European model on the left versus the global forecast system, which is the United States model on the right. You can see that weak low off the coastline here, still streaming this moisture across Northern California. So the persistent precipitation is not much help on top of all the rainfall we've gotten, as I mentioned. But you see this plume of moisture extending into Central California, down towards Point Conception here. And you can see the big snowfall amounts across the Sierra Nevada. Pretty good agreement between the European on the left and the GFS on the right. And we continue that about on in towards Wednesday morning. And you can see the GFS brings a little bit more precipitation down across Southern California associated with that moderately strong atmospheric river. And then we put into motion this next storm, and you can see it mainly hangs off the coast, and the European has backed off how much precipitation it's been showing moving towards Southern California, and it looks like the GFS doesn't have much at all. But we'll watch that again. I haven't totally given up on this, producing some rainfall here across Southern California, maybe off into Baja here as well. We'll see. Right now the models aren't very bullish on it though. Now if we take a look at 500 millibars, upper levels of the atmosphere, about 18,000 feet. Again, there's the last of this Northeast Pacific Ocean vortex steering storms into much of the Pacific Northwest and West Coast and California. And then you can see that kicking off as we go through the day Wednesday. And that's when that precipitation cuts off. So Wednesday is definitely the best day to travel if you need to for last minute Thanksgiving repositioning. And then we've got this cutoff low out here, and the models don't show much precipitation with that, but we'll continue to watch that, especially on the forecast tomorrow. Taking a look at the Thanksgiving week outlook. So Monday, still get that periods of rain. Tuesday should be wrapping up precipitation. So if you want to start traveling Tuesday afternoon, probably best. But just a reminder out there that we have a lot of precipitation across the area. You might run into some rock slides and things like that. So keep that in the back of your mind. But Wednesday looks much better. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So getting home and might not be too bad as well. We do get a break coming up here. And then you can see the Bay Area we're highlighted on here. Most likely rainfall amount. Not too bad. I mean, this is not an exceptional rainfall by any stretch of the imagination, but bigger amounts off to the south. So keep that in mind as we go through, today, tomorrow, and through Wednesday. Moderate to heavy snow still ongoing. This was updated this morning here, National Weather Service, Sacramento, timing until 4 a.m. Wednesday. So again, Wednesday, probably the best day to travel if you can put it off. But you can see some big snow across some of the higher peaks there. Snow levels 5 to 6 this morning, increasing to 6 to 7,000 this afternoon. And then we lower it as we start to put that precipitation to an end on Tuesday. And watch out for the chain controls, major travel delays likely, significant reduction in visibilities. So this is the excessive rainfall outlook. This is where we're more concerned about flooding potential here over the next couple of days. You see Bakersfield, you see Hanford and Fresno here, off across portions east, higher terrain, west-facing slopes. And we do have some of that out for the valley, but this is still overall a very beneficial precipitation maker. And this is for Tuesday, kind of wrapping things up still with the marginal out there. But snowfall amounts across the higher terrain could be pretty major impacts and even extreme impacts. Again, this is mainly above 7,000 feet for the biggest amounts. And here's that winter storm warning for Hanford National Weather Service, which covers the southern Sierra Nevada, above 7,000 feet, gusty winds. And take a look at this. Higher elevations could see up to 7 feet of snow. This goes through 4 p.m. Wednesday, Central California. And for that excessive rainfall outlook, they do mention some pretty hefty amounts, 6 to 8+ inches. So there is some flooding concerns with this. And subtropical tap, they do mention that. Localized threat for some burn scar, flash flooding, debris flow impacts as well. So heads up for that. Again, west-facing slopes of the Sierra Nevada. And again, one more time here, day 1 excessive rainfall outlook. There's the day 2, and there's day 3 and day 4. So it looks like we're going to be wrapping up that heavy precipitation as we go through Tuesday. Now, looking at the North American model, this is a high-resolution look at things, and I'm scrolling through 1 hour at a time as we go through this evening. This is about 7 p.m. Pacific time, and you can see we do get this next slug of precipitation as we go through tomorrow morning, continuing some of that moderate heavy rainfall at times all the way on in through Tuesday night. Now we're into Wednesday morning. You can see some of this precipitation trying to make its way to Southern California. It's just light amounts, maybe some higher amounts across the higher terrain, but not any flooding concern associated with that as this atmospheric river finally starts to wind down as we go through the day Tuesday. And I'm just kind of looping that through here in 60-hour loop, as you can see. And you'll notice this rainfall across Northern California really comes to an end as we go through about Tuesday afternoon, and you can see it wrapping up there as we go through Tuesday night. So that'll be nice. We need a break there across Northern California with all that precipitation. Now look at it, total precipitation in inches. This is a 60-hour loop. I'm going to just scroll through here, and you can clearly see which areas are targeted over the next couple of days, the Central Coast and some of the Sierra Nevada there. And good thing we're going to be wrapping up that precipitation across Northern California. But also, you can see not much of this making its way down to Los Angeles and the San Diego metro. Kind of a sharp cutoff there right across maybe Ventura or Santa Barbara County. Look at it, total snow, Kachura ratio, just kind of driving home the point. Huge amounts coming for some of the higher terrain out there. But again, mainly above 6,500, 7,000 feet plus and across some of the higher peaks. Now, this is the European running 24-hour precipitation total. So this is we go through on Wednesday morning. You can see the 24-hour totals rapidly coming to an end as we go towards Thanksgiving and the end of the week. And then that next system we've been talking about, the European only shows light amounts. I haven't totally given up on it just yet. We'll see what the weather models show tomorrow. But the models have backed off on these precipitation amounts and the strength of this system out here off to the southwest of California. Now, looking at wind speeds here. So if you're traveling back and forth, you still got some gusty winds in the coast and some of the higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada as we go through the day today. And as we go through tonight, you can see some of the ridges out there pretty gusty out of the southwest winds across some of the desert areas as well. And then we scroll on into the day Tuesday. Look at this. We pick up some of these winds, even southern Sierra Nevada down through, peninsular range, transverse range, and off through some of the desert areas. You're getting some pretty gusty west winds. And then you see we turn these northerly as we go on into the day Wednesday. So just keep that in the back of your mind. On the day Wednesday, these turn northerly. That's a crosswind for a lot of the interstates here. So if you're traveling back and forth, that might be a little bit of an inconvenience. Here's the 6 to 10 day. Look at this above normal starting to emerge here for a lot of the west coast. And look at this below normal big blob of precipitation outlook here as we go through December 4th. We'll continue to watch that day by day. Things can change rapidly this time of year, but look at that 8 to 14 day, much of the west above, 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook below. And this is the drought monitor, really not doing that bad, but there has been some extreme drought that has developed across extreme southeastern portions of California. There's some severe drought creeping in for southern Nevada and the moderate drought moving off into some of the desert areas as well. So hopefully we can help take care of some of this as we go through the upcoming season. And some of that normally dry here across California. This is probably going to get erased pretty rapidly there. But relatively speaking, compared to past years, this is not too bad. Anyway, we'll do this all again tomorrow. I hope you guys are having a good day, and maybe wait till Wednesday if you can to travel. Things will be getting better across Northern California as we go through the day tomorrow. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We will talk again tomorrow, and I'll see you then.